And that was just not anything I would have dreamed for my life. And I love my children. It's been the greatest gift, and through my children, I learned to embrace each day and love the joy of each day and the little tiny things that your kids can do that you take for granted every day, like a crawler. That is like a huge success in my family with children who are disabled. So the reason I talk about seasons is because when I came into Norwex, it was the beginning of something changing in a season for me. And I didn't know that when I started. I came into Norwex because a girlfriend invited me to a party. She was a special needs mom. It's like the buzzword in racing. And I was like, yeah, we don't have a budget for that. My husband's in school full time. He's in the military. There's not extra money for this. But we had to clean with seventh generation, which 6 years ago was very, very expensive. Because when my 6-year-old was born and we went home from the NICU, after 3 months of him being there, multiple surgeries, a NICU nurse, who I'm so thankful for, said to me, don't ever use bleach around your son again. It will be so hard on his compromised immune system and on his lungs. And I was just shocked. I thought, what? So I went home. That started a long road of research for me, and I was just so blown away by the conversations we're not having and by the impact that chemicals have on us and our whole family. And so that was a shift in our family. That was a shift in the way that we took fragrances out of our home, all the things you do when you know you do better, right? So, sorry, I'm trying to stay on notes, but I'm not very good at that. So I got invited to this party by a friend who was a special needs mom, and she said, you have to come, you're already cleaning this way. And I was like, oh boy, a party, I'm gonna spend like triple the amount, glorified microfiber. Well, let me just say in like 2 seconds, I was in, like all in, and I'm like, okay, I wanna do this. I think maybe I was a part-time hairstylist, and my husband was in school full-time. He had 3 kids at that point, and so I took a step back and just kind of was like, I'll host. And then I started dreaming about Norwex. Did any of you guys do that? Like real physical dreams? And I kept telling my husband, I want to do this, I want to do this. And he was like, no, it's not a good timing. We're balancing surgeries. We balance about 6 appointments on average a week between the kids and the specialists, plus therapy. So we balance a lot. So he's like, there's no way. And at that point, we only had 3. We didn't have our 4th, who I found out I was pregnant with right before I joined Norwex. So, and she's special needs as well. So it was kind of one of those things where he didn't see the big picture, but I was like, listen, I can bring this to my family. They're not in racing, they'll love it. And so he was like, well, we'll see. So I got over my morning sickness, I jumped in, and before I knew it, I was driving home from a party 2 hours away, and I was beginning to dream. I was dreaming about what this could mean for our family long term, to not struggle financially with insurmountable medical bills, and what it could mean for my children to have a parent home. And so slowly people started asking to join my team, because that happens, because team building was not my thing. And I remember Facebook messaging Amanda and said, I have these 2 girls that want to join my team. Do you want them? And she said, absolutely not. You want them. It's residual income. And I was like, I don't know what residual income is. That's not like part of my lingo. And she's like, it means you're going to get a paycheck if you bring people in and care for them. And I was like, oh, I really like people. I can bring them in and care for them. So I began to set goals. I began to dream. And that's where spring entered for me. I had just shelved dreams for so long because it took everything to stay in each day and to love my kids in each moment and rejoice in everything that they accomplished and in the battles they fought. And so I just started to kind of let that door unlock in me, and spring started to come, and I started dreaming and meeting women and seeing women's lives and families impacted and finances, and things just became so much bigger for me, and I was so excited about giving this gift to people, which I know all of you are. And, you know, it's been personal growth for me. I would never say this job is not about personal growth, and I'm so thankful for the friendships that have come through this job, and for my, you know, upline, I hate that word really, truly, but because they've become dear friends to me, and they were so gentle with me because of my life and the circumstances in my life, but they always just pushed me a little bit to dream and pushed me a little bit to believe in myself and to believe I had what it took. Because when you live a certain life, it's your life and it just feels normal. You don't think you're like actually have this really crazy life, and then people just kept telling me, you have a really extraordinary life. And moms would say to me, when I feel overwhelmed, I think about your life. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm glad you're thinking about me. Do you need a laundry refill? So it's just been something where I've actually grown into confidence, which I'm sure all of you know. You like, Judy was saying, this is a job where you have to push yourself and you have to dream and you have to set goals, which goals are a scary word for any stay-at-home mom, because any goals do not get done when you have a baby here and a baby here. And so setting goals was a big step for me, but I do it now, and I have reached every one of them before or right around the time that I thought I would, which has been amazing and incredibly gratifying. So I do this business for my family, of course, and it has offered us the opportunity to have my husband home with our kids, who he's much stronger, so that's great because of the physical demands of our special needs kids. And that was a choice we made at one point when it was like, okay, he's done with school. He was a full-time student when I started. He's done with school, he could go back to work, or I could like ramp it up and he could stay home and be with the kids and do all the stuff I had been doing. So he stayed home, which was a big adjustment, and made me, and it would make any woman feel really good about their stay-at-home job, because he was like, this is all I do all day, like change diapers, make meals. I'm like, yeah, welcome to my world for the last 8 years. But he's amazing at it. He's amazing, and it has been such a gift to walk this road and have this opportunity of flexibility. And be home with my kids. When I need to be at an appointment, I can be at an appointment. There's no corporate job. Even as a hairstylist, I could not take a week off of work or 2 weeks off of work for a surgery without it really affecting my business. And with this job, it's just such a privilege to be able to be sat next to my baby when he's having a surgery and to not worry about, oh, am I going to have the finances to get through this? Or I'm going to juggle the hospital while you work, honey. And so just, this has been such a gift to us on every level. And the relationships, the flexibility, and I didn't follow my notes. So.
Love you, Meg.
Okay, so the two things I hope you take away tonight, because I have 41 seconds and I'm watching it, is know what season you are in your life and embrace it. Embrace whatever season you're in. If you're at home with littles, love them well, and fit this in where it fits in. Everyone here has a story, and it's powerful. And I think the other thing I want to say is that you would have the courage to dream, because it takes a lot of courage to dream and to set goals as women. So have the courage to dream, write it down, make it happen, and know that you have what it takes to do this. Lastly, there are so many lives and homes left to change. I live in a world of moms who don't know. They have no idea with their special needs kids of what the impact what they're using has on them. And so just know that there's so many lives and homes to touch. You can never max it out, and we're a part of such an incredible company. And go take it to all the homes in America. Good night.